Hello, coming into this edition of the Danny Sancomb Show. My name is Matt Keifer. I'm the Sports Information Director here for the California Vulcans. And somehow we have found a way to track down Coach Sancomb for a couple minutes here. It has been a very busy week since we last spoke. I know you referenced before about how it was like last time we were here about the 6 weeks almost like being a pro season. It is literally like a pro season right now. You were playing 5 games in 8 days basically. It's just a grind here for you guys.
It is. For our league, it's a tough stretch. When you play 3 times in a week, it takes a lot, especially coming off of playing on a Saturday and going Monday, Wednesday, Saturday again is a lot to ask for any college basketball team, but everybody's doing it, so you got to get it done.
Yeah, and we're going to take a look back here first off from last week here. Last Wednesday at the Convocation Center was against Mercyhurst, a really good team, one of the teams top in the PSAC West there. You had to like the effort the guys put forth against the Lakers last week. I
thought we outplayed them. It was a great game. I think they were 15-2 going into that game. Very good basketball team. And I thought on the defensive end, we played extremely well. We were very locked into our game plan. I thought offensively we did some good things. I think if we take care of the basketball, we get the win. But they're a good team, hard to guard, but I thought our defense, I feel like the last 2.5 weeks is starting to improve, and we did some good things in that game. So, it was disappointing to lose by 1 and really have a chance to win that game down the stretch. And we just, we had too many turnovers, especially the first 4 minutes of the second half was just not the way we needed to start that half.
Yeah, in the game there was 36-35 at halftime right there. Both teams scored 30 in the second half, so you're literally a 1-point game. And the idea in the second half, they only shot 2 of 10 from three-point land after they made 6 threes the first half. So that's definitely there, one of those adjustments that made at halftime and really paid off there for the Vulcans.
Yeah, we did a better job, and we haven't defended the 3 like we want to this year. And like I said, the last 2 weeks, guys are starting to be able to get out there and defend that a little bit better. So hopefully we're trending in the right way.
Yeah, so we guarded it well, but also here you see Jermaine with the three-pointer. The Vulcans shot 10 of 19 from beyond the arc, and you talk about efficiency right there as a team. You got to love that when you're 10 of 19 from beyond the arc there, hitting 6 in the second half.
Yeah, and that's why I thought we should have won the game. When you're 10 of 19 from the 3 and you do a good job defending the 3 against your opponent, you usually win the game. But I think we ended up with 19 turnovers. I may be wrong on that, but it was a high number. In the second half, it was just, we had trouble throwing the ball to our team. We were throwing it to them. So young team, we just got to keep working at it and get better at it. But they cause turnovers too. So got to credit Mercyhurst. They're a good basketball team, so they make it difficult to play.
Talk about Young, definitely one of the players that stood up in this game. Donald Whitehead, one of those. He's been playing significant minutes off the bench, but he ends up getting 25 points, hitting 4 threes. We see one right here. He had 25 points, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds in 36 minutes. Just a highly efficient game there for Donald off the bench in that game.
Yeah, Donald has a chance to do a lot of good things for us. He's able to score. He takes care of the basketball. He shoots it well, and he's just so quick. It's really hard to keep him in front. And, he's just getting back into it. Obviously when you tear your Achilles, it takes time to get back into it. And I feel like he's starting to get, 8-9 games under his belt, and he just looks more comfortable out there, and we'll need him to continue to play at a high level, which he's very capable of.
Yeah, and in that game too, Keith Paddock had a double-double, 19 points, 10 boards, and KJ McCurg, 12 rebounds, a guard leading the team there. But we've said it before, KJ just does those kind of things in the games that shows up in just a huge role for you guys.
Yeah, and KJ does. Like, I've for a young player, if he's not having a great offensive game, it doesn't affect everything else. And he's out there and playing so many minutes for us because he does all the intangibles, whether it's getting the rebounds, playing great defense on the ball, being a great help defender, taking charges, winning loose balls. He brings all that, and he has that toughness to him, which is so important, to our team. And then obviously, when he's open and he's making shots and so forth, it's great. But, it's good to know, like, if he's not having a great offensive game, he's still going to find ways to help the team win.
So you get that one on Wednesday, a tough one there. And it doesn't get any easier on Saturday facing the number 1 team in the country with IUP. Going up to the KCAC, a very tough place to play, one of the toughest in the league, toughest in the region. And right there at halftime, right there with them, and even in the beginning part of the second half, right there with them against the Crimson Hawks.
Yeah, obviously the number 1 team in the country, first place in our league, great environment, packed house up there. And we did. I was very pleased. The first half we did a lot of good things. They're hard to score on. And I felt like we were able to move the ball and get some things, and our guys were able to make some plays. And I really did. I thought we played very well for the first 27, 28 minutes of that game, and we ran out of gas. They're a physical team. I think we were +2 on the glass at half and ended up getting out rebound by 10. And it was just, I'm watching the film. We got some tired guys out there, and they've got a lot of depth, and they keep throwing bodies out at you, and they just wore us down. But I felt like coming into this week, I felt like we're playing pretty good basketball. We won 2 games prior. The week before, I thought we had a chance to beat Mercyhurst. I thought we were very competitive the first 28 minutes of the game versus IUP. And I just feel like we're playing good basketball coming into a big week.
Yeah, in that game, Cam hit 5 threes, Jermaine hit 4. Those guys combined for 37 points, and you shoot 7 of 14 from beyond the arc in the first half. So that really helped you keep in the game in the kind of contest like that. You need to be, if you're going to take those threes, you got to make them to make sure you avoid long rebounds and transition buckets.
Really pleased. They are number 1 in the conference in defending the 3. Teams shoot 27, 28%, and we were 7 of 14 in the first half, and we took good shots. If Cam's open, you're almost like when he misses it, it's shocking because he's such a good shooter, and he had some good looks, and he knocked them down very, very good against them. He was shot ready and played a really good game on both ends of the floor. I really starting to see Cam turn into a 2-way player, and he's just been guarding better, which we need him to continue to do that. But I mean it, he's as good a shooter as I've seen, and when he shoots it, you just expect it to go in.
Yeah, we see another one here right there in the corner, hitting right by the bench in the contest. It's a team he played 4 times last year, NCAA tournament, PSAC tournament. So it's one of those things, a lot of names there you've seen before. But Shondale Jones came back for them this year, healthy, and ended up getting 31 points in that game, 10 to 14 from the line, but shot 20 from the attempts from the floor. So one of those guys who's definitely a volume scorer, but also finds a way. And again, Ethan Porterfield, a guy who seems like he's always there, 15 points and 7 rebounds against them. In a highly physical game too. A lot of technicals, a lot of fouls. The teams I think combined for almost 60 free throw attempts.
Yeah, they have something that we want. So we got to compete against them. Obviously, if it's a rivalry, we got to start winning some games. Obviously, with them. But our guys competed. And I understand circumstances of our team currently. I was happy with the first 28 minutes. I thought we had a chance to win the game in the first 28 minutes, and we just got to continue to physically get stronger, and we got to get a little bit smarter, and we'll have a chance to beat them hopefully here. I think the last game of the year we'll see them again.
So again, no break. Again, you get Sunday off. The only nice thing is, at least with Seton Hill and IUP back-to-back, is they're 2 of the shorter road trips. But you get back on the road again on Monday last night, facing a Seton Hill team that's vastly improved over the last couple of years, in an environment that's very different than the KCAC, where it's big, but it's small and it's compact. So there's a lot of noise once you get a couple hundred people there, as opposed to the KCAC is several thousand people there. About last night, going into Seton Hill, what was your thoughts overall about the contest?
Hard-fought win, and I thought our guys got it out. Yeah, Seton Hill is a very good team. They were 8-1 going into that game at home on the year, and they make it tough. It's a good environment. Students are right there on the floor. But I didn't think it was our best game, but I thought we had to gut it out. Both teams, I think, struggled offensively, and it was a street fight. It was a very physical game, and I was just really proud of the last 5 minutes of the game. We took care of the basketball. We played sound on defense. We took good shots, and we were able to pull it out against the team that was 8-1 at home and playing really good basketball. I think they had won 5 or 6 in a row.
In that game, Keith and Jermaine led the way offensively, 17 and 15. But Keith really on the glass, 18 boards, including 16 on the defensive end. That long frame just makes it so hard for teams to be able to get rebounds off of him on the glass.
Yeah, Keith's been great all year. I talk to Keith about this all the time. Keith's got to continue to physically get stronger. but he gives great effort and competes. 18 rebounds is a big game, obviously with 17 points, and he had some great passes and did some great things in the zone. And Jermaine was just very active yesterday. I think he had 4 or 5 offensive rebounds, 9 rebounds for the game, 15 points, some big charges down the stretch. Those guys are our leaders in our program, and when they play at a high level, we play at a high level. So I always add a little bit of pressure to those two and telling them they have to be ready to play every single night. And sometimes you have some good games offensively, but they've got to be able to do all the other things every single night. Rebound, defend, take care of the basketball, get their teammates easy baskets. And they both did a good job of that last night. Really proud of their effort, our team's effort last night, but especially those two guys leading us. That was a hard-fought game, and there was some points in the game where things didn't go our way, and they really kept everybody together and everybody stayed on the same page, and we were able to pull it out.
You're seeing a lot of zone here in the footage there. So again, that's what Seton Hill basically does all the time. But you got like this here as a coach: 25 made baskets, 17 assists. They need to be able to find the open guys and be able to hit the shots once they got the ball in that shooting position.
Yeah, and Seton Hill is they're well coached, and they're really good in their zone, and they have good rotations. They talk, and they got a good team. Obviously they had a tough year last year, but with the same players, the new coaching staff really came in and figured things out and are very good in the zone. But we talked about it. We're a good team when we're moving the ball. We weren't as efficient as I wanted to be last night, but I thought we had some good looks that just didn't go down. Guys took good shots for the most part, and we did move the ball well, and some guys gave up some good shots for great shots, especially down the stretch. We really did execute and get some easy baskets and good looks down the stretch.
And again, a huge key for you guys was guarding the three-point line in that game. They only shot 3 of 26 and only shot 29% overall from the floor in the second half. So that's one of those idea of a gutsy game, hard fought. Those two numbers right there tell you how hard it was and how difficult it made it for the Griffins to score on offense.
Yeah, and it's a combination. I tell our guys all the time, if you're sound on defense and don't give up easy baskets, it's difficult for teams to score. So they missed some open threes. You could watch through the game and say, well, coach is nuts. But for the most part, we really contested their shots. We kept them in front on offense, and we understood their personnel and what they do well and tried to limit that. So over the last 3 weeks, our team has improved very much in understanding the game plan and staying with it. We still have to get better, but we're definitely moving in the right direction, and guys are working hard on that. We talk about that a lot. We spend a lot of time watching film on our opponents, and guys are grasping that, and I think they're in a good place with that now.
Well, that's just looking back at last week. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll go ahead and look forward at this week's two contests, both at home, and also take a look at the PSAC West standings as the first round of divisional play is starting to wrap up. So we'll be right back here on the Danny Sancomb Show.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Hello, welcome back to the Dan Sancomb Show. This week, I'm Matt Keifer, the Sports Information Director here for the Vulcans. Coach, you guys just played last night. You got an off day today. You're playing again tomorrow. So how do you really go about the idea of scouting for tomorrow's opponent, Mansfield, when you just literally played 24 hours ago? The guys need the time to break, but you need to watch the film as well.
Yeah, obviously, we spent a lot of time last 2 days preparing for this. So got up this morning and watched their game from last night. Can't do a lot in practice. We went live practice for about an hour and 15 minutes. Obviously, all game plan, getting some shots and free throws up as well. So, it's a quick turnaround. The good thing is, we had to do it last year, I think 3 or 4 straight weeks with COVID. So we've been in this routine before. So it's just got to grind, and everybody's got to work hard, and we got to keep our guys as fresh as they possibly can be.
Yeah, the Mountaineers coming in here for a long drive. We both said, glad you guys don't have to make that trip. They're coming here instead. But they've won 3 of their last 5 games, including a win over Lockhaven. They're 4-8 in the conference play, 5-11 overall. What have you seen so far on the film, the little bit of time you had to watch it?
Yeah, their guards are very good at breaking down and getting into the lane. If we're gonna have success, we're gonna have to keep them in front. Their post players have the ability to shoot it and post, so we got to play them straight up. We're gonna have to really be sound on defense, and we're gonna really have to keep that basketball in front and limit them to one shot. And then on the offensive end, we're going to have to move the ball, cut. They got good athletes, so we're going to have to get them to stretch, get ball reversal, and look to attack. But they're playing good basketball right now, and we're going to have to be ready to play tomorrow if we want to get the win.
And that's the last contest and crossover play. And then we shift back to PSAC West play for Saturday against UPJ. Take a look here at the PSAC West standings, as we basically have 1 game left for the Cow in terms of that. IUP's got the lead there, still undefeated, 18-0 overall, 12-0 in conference play. And then Mercyhurst and UPJ, the team on Saturday, tied it for second. 3 games back, tied at 9-3. And again, UPJ, no matter, it seems like every year you've been here, been led by John Paul Kromka, one of the best players in the country. What is it about him that just makes it so difficult to defend, and also how they lost their point guard, but they're right back in there again, being highly efficient? I looked before we came on, they're the top shooting 3-point team in the country in terms of percentage.
Yeah, well, he does a lot for them. He has the ability to command a double team. If he catches it in the post, he can score, and he's such a good passer in the post, so he can find guys that are open, and then he can catch it from 15 to 17 feet and face up and drive it and beat you, or he can catch it from 15 to 17 feet and face up and shoot and beat you. But I think part of his game that's underrated is his passing. He really makes guys better on the floor, so he presents a lot of challenges. And then on the defensive end, he just is the anchor for their defense, whether he's blocking shots, rebounding, switching out on guards, and having the ability to keep them in front. He does a lot for them.
Yeah, and his opponent there, you faced Coach Ricovino countless times over the years, and they're always a program that's right there at the top. Maybe not have the pedigree and everything you see at IUP, but they're always going to be in it every year, always have a strong program. UPJ, whether Kromka's there or the next year, I think his brother's there now, but again, I don't know if he's going to be quite the same player that he is, but there's always a program that's always relevant, always right there in the PSAC West, middle of the PSAC West.
Well-coached program that has an identity. They're going to play a certain way, and they're going to recruit the guys that fit into their style. They're very, very consistent with who they recruit and how they play, and they do such a great job on both ends of the ball. But offensively, they're very hard to guard because they all can shoot it, and they all pass it well, and they all move without the ball. So they look into that for sure when they're recruiting players, and they have success because they're consistent with their recruiting and how they play.
Yeah, they're tied for second. Then going back to the standings there, Slippery Rock and Seton Hill, the team the Vulcans played last night, tied at 4th at 6-6 overall. And then the Vulcans just 1 game back there at that spot, 1 game back at the 4th spot. So that's right, not necessarily where we want to be, but you're right in the position beginning the second run coming up next week, being able to see where everything's starting to filter itself out a little bit.
Yeah, firm believer in staying the course. Everybody else can look at the standings. We just have to take it 1 game at a time. And I know that sounds very coaches cliches, but we just got to be ready to play each and every night. And if you win, it'll take care of itself. Our league is so competitive. There's no gimme games. It's being consistent with your practice habits, being consistent, being ready to play. And if you do those things, you're going to give yourself a chance to win games. But most importantly, on Wednesdays and Saturdays, you got to go out and play well.
And that's exactly right. And tomorrow is a big opportunity for the Vulcans, another chance to get a W there, home versus Mansfield this Wednesday, then back home again on Saturday with the UPJ. But first, cycling back again to the second round of divisional play with Clarion and then Edinburgh. So again, Coach, thanks for taking a couple minutes here on a very busy, chaotic week for you so far to join us here in the studio. And again, thanks for watching the Dan Sancomb Show.